welcome to my channel. You were waiting for this video and it's live. The itinerary of the trip of the life. So the solo trip of my life, 17-day extensive solo trip. I did my research on my own. There were no agents involved. See, my goodness, I did some. Instead of these reels online which give you only half information or fancy information, I'm not gonna be lying here because you only see one-sided information on reels. If you want to know more, watch YouTube channel, watch YouTube videos where people are talking to you face to face. First country was Greece, so I applied for Schengen visa based on Greece port of entries from GBC World. Google that and you can get appointment. I think it depends on the city. Some cities have really fast appointments availability and some cities are really packed up and you have to wait for 30 days for appointments. And upon appointment, I think you can get the visa within a week or 10 days. My first stop was Athens, where I flew down from Delhi. That was not a direct flight. Stop was only for 1 hour some minutes. There was no major recheck-in. The only fact is Doha is more strict if you are carrying alcohol. Based on my experience and observation, I was not, but some fellow travelers who bought duty-free, say some alcohol, had to go through rejection of taking alcohol in their connecting flight because of rules and regulation in Doha. This is my apartment of the day. In 3 days, and look at how cute it is. It's just perfect for a solo traveler. It's a little compact and it has everything in this place. Like the washroom is a little too compact but good for me. And then we have a mirror, a desk and a kitchen with all the necessities, then a place to hang your clothes, all the stuff right here for me. It's so lovely. I can use them if I need, and I think it's worth it. I've taken metro directly from airport to this place, the nearest metro station, and it was still 1.5 kilometers. Either had to catch a bus, which was also very difficult for someone who just flew down for the first time from India there, because it took me a couple days to understand the buses system. My host came down to that spot, to the metro station, and picked me from the last stop. And he even told me where I had to, so I didn't have to do research where I have to go, though Google Maps work and you can get the directions. Everything is connected via Google Maps as well as Apple Maps. I had like couple hours that day and I didn't know how safe are the neighborhood surrounding by walk and all that. So akeli hu, lucky hu. I had to take care of all the things, so I came back home around 11ish after dinner, and I did my dinner very near to my staycation. I did roam around for around 2.5 kilometers, walk kari thi, and that was my start of an extensive walking trip, because on an average I walked for around 15,000 steps. We went to my neighborhoods, shopped some groceries for the next 2 days because I had all the amenities to cook. Find supermarkets within 200 meters or 300 meters like in your staycation, even if you are staying remotely, and they're open till 8, maximum 9. And then I went to roam around and found this beautiful dinner place. And next day, my full day traveling tha Athens mein. So my stop 1 was Monastery flea market. I actually gotten this full day pass, not full day, it was applicable for 4 days. So if you are even staying for more than 3-4 days, you could go to any of these archaeological sites one time visits, around 8 to 10 euros for every entry at each spot, and just get the scan code, scanner thing done at that entry and you're good to go. I visited 4 to 5 sites with this, so I made use of this thoroughly. इसमें एक्रोपोली भी इंक्लूडेड है, जिसकी अलग से टिकट अगर लो तो 10 euros तो है ही. I highly recommend this. Link will be below. and you can also download their app for seamless tickets, but I will recommend कि आप इन सब की PDF डाउनलोड करके अपने आप को WhatsApp करो ताकि आप you can in future you can find it from your media or make a different album of everything you buy the entry for, because end time में apps खुले ना खुले sometimes they have bugs and sometimes you have internet issues. I had a chance to go to this sunset viewpoint which was really a big task. Not everyone can do that. To my surprise, ठीक है मैं सोलो हूँ तो मैं अपने आप को भगा पाई थी, but if you are like a couple, both have to be on the same plane and same levels, energetic, active and stamina होना चाहिए कि आप ये सब कर सको एक दिन में, वरना you have to keep things for later. So I could do hiking though I was tired by the end and top में जाके view is good. Too crowded but to my taste, so I like the view from थोड़ा सा नीचे, but church तक जब तक गई it was super crowded. But and then I realized like, is it that famous place? I wanted seclusion while the sunset, but थोड़ा सा that was a disappointment at that place. But I will highly recommend this. Different view from Athens. Acropolis maybe if you would want to go, I would recommend evening hours, and you get better sight because sun is so hot, your skin will be burning if you are going in the afternoon.
It was so nice of the host to take me to this beach in Athens south coast, which takes about 1 hour of drive. He drove all the way and the day was well spent. Because of that, we also went to Cape Sonio. I hope that's what it's called. Have coffee and snacks, and then we paid the entry fee of around €8 for Cape Sonio, and it was around 5-minute walk. And it was super windy as usual, and this was how it looked.
I would have missed if he didn't offer me that. I'm so thankful. That's why I highly recommend these days, because sometimes you find people who are so hospitable. Language issue भी आ सकता है, so get ready with translator app and download the Greek language in advance. Download करके रख लो ताकि वो offline access रहे उसका. I was back in my house, like room at around 6 or 7. I took a shower, I got ready and went to Plaka district. So crowded by the way. थोड़ा सा Mykonos का mini vibe था उसमें, जैसे Mykonos में वो small streets हैं evening में, but थोड़ा कम bougie crowd है. Mykonos में बहुत bougie crowd आता है, and you know, every person is fancy over there, and I don't know how everyone looks beautiful in Mykonos. Yes, that was Athens. My plate was full for Athens. I was happy and energetic for the next islands. The only thing I was worried about is my luggage, which gave me trouble, but I won't lie. There were times when people actually offered me help. Careful, because sometimes that can be a scam and they can lure money from you in the end. Like, and my first island, let's go to the first island. My first island was Mykonos, because that comes in the very fast too from Athens. But उसके पहले भी कुछ islands आते हैं, I think Syros, Paros. So it's your choice if you want to go to a secluded island in the first part of the trip, or you want to keep it for later, or you want to go with the flow like I did. But Mykonos जाते वक्त मैडम पहले स्टॉप में उतर गई बिना सुने, हेडफोन्स लगा के बैठी थी, तो मैं Syros में उतर गई थी, जिसकी वजह से I had to spend half of my day in Syros, because next ferry from Syros to Mykonos was at 6:30, and I don't know, while taking the luggage, I even told my security person when he asked me, where are you headed to? I said Mykonos. I don't know why he didn't stop me, or why he didn't tell me this is Syros. Even if he told me, maybe he said that in Greek, I could not understand, and I was like, ठीक है उधर रही हैं, Mykonos तो आ ही गया. I was that sure, I was not aware कि पहले कोई और stop भी आता है. Beautiful sunset was beautiful, but मेरे को यहाँ तक लगेज लाते लाते बहुत चलना पड़ा था to, because there is no way you can taxi here because only 30 cabs are here and I think you can only take them at midnight, otherwise it's super expensive. अपने apartment वहाँ मेरे को थोड़ा सा गुस्सा आ रहा था because my apartment guys were not responsive or helpful in guiding me how to commute to that place. So I had to ask them 2 to 3 times and वो भी communication emails के थ्रू था. फिर मैंने finally उनका number ढूंढा and called them. वही language issue, so I had to, in those 2 days I was here for, I had only 1 day left, right? So that night I went to Super Badass Beach.
Of course, I slept late and next morning I headed to supermarket. It was just the very next building. I took coffee on the go and some snacks I ordered for the next day. Went to the windmills, which is one of the best views in Mykonos, and headed to Little Venice, which is a very cute streets area, which is the center of town. Of course, the capital part of the town, I guess. And I did not expect a falcon in the middle of the cafes. And then I sat for a heavy brunch and ordered this meal for myself with coffee. It's called Freddo, the cold cappuccino. It's really strong, by the way, very less milk. And then I headed to the store of Kiko Milano for a compact powder. Best thing here is you can find average to high-end luxury brands all in the same lane and there is no differentiation. All of them look really aesthetic. Again, walked back to the windmill area for more photos and headed back to my room and was surprised by the sunset view here. And that day I called for an early night. And then I walked in the early morning to this place called Naxos Beach, which is celebrities' favorite. And you can find all the luxury brands here nearby the beach and all the good resorts and staycations. But to my surprise, at 8:30 there was not even a single soul. I came back to my room and took the hotel shuttle to the the new port, because I didn't want to have the same experience that I had while coming to this apartment.
Naxos, which is a beautiful island and is less crowded, and I really enjoyed my stay here because I booked a two-wheeler 24 hours and that was one of the best times of my trip. I really enjoyed driving throughout the hills, to the village, to up hills in Naxos, and to the beaches, and to clubs, and to restaurants, and to the market, the Hora, which is spelled as CHORA, which is the streets and cafes. Every island has that center area where you can find beautiful streets, where you can find shops, cafes, everything near the port area usually.
My stay was again at an apartment called QATAR Studios with the dry kitchen and all the basic amenities again. It was very cute and Greek style staycation. And that day I took my scooty to Petrino Beach, which is really secluded beach. It's peaceful and there is very less crowd, and I got some snacks from the supermarket as you saw, and then look at the sunset. Next day I went to Hora, which is the port area, took some snacks from Naxos bakery and coffee, and walked down the streets to find some really picturesque sights, some souvenirs and beautiful stores with a lot of cute stuff. They had their own evil eye, which you can see right now. And the streets were not as crowded as Mykonos and Santorini here. Then I drove all the way to Aperiantos village, for which you can find link below to know more about what I did throughout the day. And that was it. Then I went to Santorini the very next day via ferry again.
My flight was at the night, so I had 2.5 days basically. My flight was at 11 PM. So मैं 5 बजे तक आराम से explore कर सकती थी Santorini view.
And Santorini is more hilly than I expected and involved more walk, but it was very much worth it. Day 1 I went to this hike, which is around 2.5 kilometer hike for this location. It's less crowded than but still a lot crowded, and sunset from here is very much worth it. You can walk down from Ferry bus stand, and for Ferry bus stand you have to take a bus, and then you walk 2.5 kilometers. That night I felt alone for the very first time in my trip, and I ended the day with ready to make noodles. Next day, I went to the most amazing Pyrgos village. I would have visited it if I hadn't visited this place. I took a bus for this and it goes till Pyrgos. So after that, you have to walk and explore. It's one of the most hidden gems of Santorini and less crowded. Took brunch and then headed to the Black Sea or Black Beach, you can call. And it was beautiful again. Lovely beach, and definitely you can dip in the ocean here as well. And it was really late by the time I visited Ia that day. I know I had a lot of stops that day, and that night I spent by walking on the streets of Santorini again in the Ia, and that's about it. Next morning I had more than half day, so I went to Red Beach and tried some snacks in Ia, where I watched the sunset before I rushed down to my apartment and made on time for the flight.
And that was my Greece itinerary. 3 islands, Athens, full of touristy spots as well as some secluded spots. So Italy trip was not very planned, but I had kept कौन से stop में जाना है. My first stop was initially meant to be Naples, the south of Italy coast, जहाँ से मैंने माल्फी तक ट्रैवल करने का सोचा था. एंड माइट भी मैंने सोचा था कि मैं कैप्री आइलैंड भी डिस्कवर करूँगी अगर मेरे में हिम्मत हुई. मैं अपने आप को बहुत ज़्यादा बर्डन नहीं देना चाहती थी, बट आई कुड डू दैट. बट सैंटोरिनी से मैंने फ़्लाइट लेनी थी इटली में, तो नेपल्स की फ़्लाइट बहुत बहुत कॉस्टली थी.